Bitcoins and beer, Bitcoins and beer. Here is Norm, he's a storm, as he screams and raves and rants. He is here drinking beer, building Bitcoins on his pants. That's great. It starts with a Grexit, birds and planes and aeroplanes, and Janet Yellen's not afraid. It's the end of the euro as we know it. It's the end of the euro as we know it. And I have Bitcoin. Hello, it's me, Norm, again. Here once again to drink beer and rant about Bitcoin. So grab yourself a beer and listen to my rant. And hopefully it will make sense after a couple of beers. If it doesn't make sense the first time, watch it again after you had another beer. So, today's beer is from El Segundo, California. I don't know if you're not from Southern California. I don't even know how famous El Segundo is, or how widely distributed this beer is. But this is Hammerland DIPA. DIPA stands for Double India Pale Ale, by the way. And my neighbor's dogs are going crazy. I haven't had this one yet. I got this one for my birthday, which was last month. So it's been chilling in my fridge for about a month. From my friend Chris. Thank you, Chris. There was two Chris's at my birthday. And next year, the other Chris, not the one that gave me this, gave me the Kindle. I want to go to the Bohemian Grove with you. I know you're probably there right now. Actually, I think it's next month, or in a couple weeks. But tell me all about it, and I want to go there. So, let's try this one out. Love this bottle opener, by the way. If you can tell. I also love double IPAs. So, it's a very nice color to it. Very nice head. Just very nice looking all around. Oh gosh, it smells wonderful. Very tasty beer. If I don't know how widely distributed this is, like I said, but if you can get Hammerland DIPA in your area, surfboard, that's cool. On the label. If you can get it in your area, I would definitely try it out. But let's now rant about Bitcoin and the events of today. Of course, we'll find out everything on the 30th. I'm going to talk about the Grexit, by the way. If you don't know what the Grexit is, that's because apparently, this just came out yesterday, that the media has been paid to not talk about the Grexit or spin it in a positive way. And you can probably, this will probably be news in the mainstream soon, because it actually came out in some sort of indictment where Greece basically is insolvent. They have to. It's a no-win situation for Greece. I might have mentioned this before on prior rants, but basically they cannot pay their bills. They owe billions of euros. There's no win. Maybe there's one. If they do actually drop the euro, kind of like Switzerland did, which was kind of the beginning of this whole dominoes falling. Actually, there was more before that. But it's kind of like the beginning. If they drop the euro, they print their own money, they base that money off the debt they owe to the European Union, or, well, actually the IMF, and probably Deutsche Bank. That's another story, Deutsche Bank. But watch out for that nail gun, by the way. They print their own money. They base it off of debt, because all money is based off of debt. All good money is based off of debt now. They base that off of debt, off the debt they owe. And then they print some more for austerity measures. And then they just use their money they just printed that's worth nothing but the debt they owe to pay off their debt. I guess everybody wins, right? If that sounds ridiculous to you, it is ridiculous. I made it up just now because it's a freaking ridiculous situation, but that's Kensington economics and fractional banking. It's all stupid. It's a no-win situation. They have two choices: borrow more money, get more in debt to pay off their debt, which in reality, they're probably not going to use that money to pay off their debt. They're going to use it to pay off the bills they owe now. Which is very stupid. Or default. And somebody has to take a hit. Somebody's going to have to take a hit on this one. And the media has been paid not to talk about this from the people that are going to probably have to take a hit, which is IMF. You can look that up. This is not opinion here. These are facts. Media's been paid. Now, how much can you trust the media? We don't know at this point. It's Friday, June 19th right now. They have until the 30th to pay, but they also have until the 5th to pay. But they said no. And then, their banks have been all week billions of dollars. There've been over euros. Sorry. There's been over $1 billion withdrawal today from their banks. This week, I think it was 4.7 billion euros. That's almost billion euros a day this week alone have been withdrawn. That's not considered bank run, I guess. Because, all banks are, because of fractional reserve banking, are technically insolvent. Watch Wonderful Life, you'll understand the whole banking system. Well, not really, because it doesn't work that way anymore, where you used to be able to put money into a savings account and then earn interest on that money. But, we don't earn those interests anymore, the dividends or whatever, from our savings. The banks get the dividends from those savings now, and they have to use our dividends to pay off the fines. Just ask Jamie Dimon, who is like, I don't care, just pay the fine, whatever. Yes, but what does all this have to do with the price of tea in China, or the price of Bitcoin in China? Sorry, excuse me. Forgot this was about Bitcoin for a moment. Well, the thing is, our system is failing due to corrupted regulations and dishonesty. Well, with Bitcoin, I'm not going to say it can't happen with Bitcoin. I am going to say it's it seems to me like it's a lot more difficult to do stuff like this with Bitcoin. Oh yeah, but you can launder drug money with Bitcoin. You can buy drugs anonymously with Bitcoin. You can do all this bad, evil stuff with Bitcoin. You can do that with cash too. You can do that with cold, hard cash. That's why they call it cash. And it's even harder to do that with Bitcoin than cash. Because Bitcoin is about as anonymous as email. Sure, you can do it, but you have to work for it. If you do it wrong, they can find you. Because it is transparent and private at the same time. Isn't that weird? That's kind of weird. That's what Bitcoin's all about. But don't say I didn't warn you. Oh, this is all a surprise. Yes, all a surprise. You know, remember Ranky blew a bubble so big the houses were in trouble back in '08. Everything was great. But the banks were too big to fail. And the government had to pay the jail. No one went to jail. Sorry, that was bad. I just came up with that off my head. It's been there for years now. Look look at JP Morgan alone. How many times they've been indicted since 2008? How many times they had to pay fines? No one went to jail, and these are jail-worthy offenses. They still have government contracts. I believe they still pay. They still have the contract for the food stamps. I believe that. I'm not sure. Look it up. Do your own research. How do they pass those background checks when they've been indicted as a felon, as an institution? But no one went to jail for it because they're an institution, of course, and the people can't go to jail that run the institution because they had no freaking idea. Jamie Dimon, who's a freaking billionaire now with his stock holdings, and he's probably going to dump those stocks soon to get his billions, and some moron, because they're at the top right now, and some morons are going to buy them at the top, and yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter about that. Bitcoin is an honest system. It's more difficult to do. I can't think of any system that is not corruptible. So I'm not saying it's not a corruptible system, because I think all systems are probably down to its core. Somebody's got to find a loophole. Somebody's got to find a corruption. I'm just saying it's harder to do. And if a thief is that smart, I guess let them do it. But, these thieves are not that smart. They're just making us dumb. Playing with our emotions by saying, "You're stupid if you don't realize this." But in reality, you are stupid if you realize it and you don't say anything and you don't stand up for yourself. Have faith in yourself, not in the fucking almighty dollar, like it says in God We Trust on back, where they're making our fucking ideological decisions based on the dollar instead of actually the true God. That's why they put it there. So we have a new ideology. So we worship that dollar instead of the true God. And that's why these wars are fought. There are holy wars. Because you think you're whatever ideology you are. You think you worship God. You worship the fucking dollar. Sorry. I went too far in that rant. But think about what I said. Judge me or don't judge me. I don't fucking care. And I'm sorry for swearing so much. I don't swear. I'm just pissed off. But once Greece does this, it's going to start a chain reaction that's going to affect you somehow or another. And history's got to point back to this. That's just me forecasting. I don't have a crystal ball. I'm just forecasting this. And this has gone on too long. But remember what I said. It's the end of the euro as we know it. But I have Bitcoin. Cheers. Satoshi saved, Satoshi earned.